What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1996 movie Aladdin and the King of Thieves. So in this movie, legendary secrets are revealed as Aladdin and his friends Jasmine, Abu, Carpet, and of course the always entertaining Genie face all sorts of terrifying threats and make some exciting last-minute escapes pursuing the King of Thieves and his villainous crew. That is not exactly how I would explain the plot of this story, because that's not exactly how it is and everything, but it's still a pretty good movie. Everything, it's got a pretty good story. I really like that we get to learn about Aladdin's childhood and and we get to see his father, meet his father and everything, which is pretty cool. So we kind of get a little bit of Aladdin's backstory, which was written out of the original movie. So I like that. All the returning characters are still lovable as always, and I gotta say the voice casts were all once again really great and everything. This time everybody's back, except for Jafar, who had died in the previous movie and everything. So all the characters are back and everything, voiced once again by their original actors, including the Genie, who is once again brought to life by Robin Williams, who is just absolutely perfect in the role once again. He steps back in like he had never left it and everything, and he's just great and everything. Not that Dan Castellaneta and Homer Simpson, I'm just going to call him Homer Simpson, and not that he wasn't good and everything as a Genie. I think Robin Williams was definitely a lot better and everything, and if Robin Williams wasn't in this movie, I probably wouldn't like this movie near as much as I do, to be honest with you. Kazim is pretty likable as Aladdin's dad. He's a really likable character and everything. He's kind of this flawed character. He's got a bad history of being this thief and everything, and he's the leader of the 40 Thieves and stuff and everything, but he's a good, likable character, and John Rhys Davies does his voice. He does a really good job and brings him to life really, really well and everything. And Jerry Orbach is the voice of Saluk, the villain of the movie, and I gotta say, Saluk is a pretty good villain. He's not quite as good as Jafar, but he is a power-hungry villain who just wants this treasure and stuff for his own good and everything. The hand of Midas that can turn anything it touches into gold and everything. His death kind of came shockingly fast in this movie. When he died and stuff, I remember seeing this movie for the first time, and it just took me by surprise at how fast he died in it and everything. But this was my second Aladdin movie, actually, because I had a tape that had this one and Return of Jafar recorded on a VHS tape as a kid, so I watched both of these movies before I saw the first one and everything. But I think I definitely would say, actually without a doubt, would say that I like the other two movies more. This is easily my least favorite of the trilogy. The songs are a mixed bag for me. I like some of the songs in here quite a bit. I think they're all okay songs and everything, but there are a couple that I didn't really care for. The Welcome to the 40 Thieves song I'm not really that big on and everything, and but I did like the other songs. Party Here in Agrabah, which is the opening song in the movie, is pretty good, and I like the Come Out of Thin Air song. It's pretty much about Aladdin wanting to meet his dad, and it's him and Jasmine singing. I love that song and everything. And I like the father and son song that the Genie sings. The Are You In or Out song is the other one that I feel is just okay, but the songs are just alright in this movie. I don't think any of them are like super great. They're not really bops like the songs in the first movie are and everything. And I do think I prefer the songs in the second one more than this one as well and everything, but the songs are just okay in this movie. The animation is horrible though. I will say that the animation looks even cheaper and worse than it did in The Return of Jafar and everything. It's like they didn't really give it much of a budget and everything, and I wish I would have gave it a little bit more of one, because this movie deserved a little bit more than what it got and everything. But that's really the biggest negative I have with this movie, is that the animation is just not that great. As far as everything else goes, it's an okay time and everything. So I think Aladdin and the King of Thieves serves as a decent ending to the Aladdin trilogy and everything. It's not the absolute best movie by any means in the series, but it's still good enough and everything, and it's not the absolute worst thing that I've ever seen either. As far as these direct-to-video sequels go, this isn't one of the worst ones, but it's not one of the best ones either. It's just okay and everything. So it's just a good enough time for what it is and everything. So I'm going to say that I give Aladdin and the King of Thieves a 7 out of 10. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.